it's quite weird to sort of adapt to this, not starting the show till 11ish. It's very late. So I'm normally in bed by like 10:30. You don't really get out of your pattern, so I'm still waking up at 8 or whatever, so it's like a very long day. This is my area. The first half of the show is more sort of show busy, like a sort of show within a show almost, because people are coming and they're obviously excited, and so we're not trying to make people fall asleep straight away. So there's sort of like song and dance numbers on the central stage, and then little interval, and then as the night goes on, well, it all sort of turns a bit more inward. So we're not really doing it we're not sort of doing it at you anymore. It's a little bit more around the edges, and we sort of have worked on that with like the speakers or surround sound quality of the speakers, and so a lot of stuff starts to come from these speakers out here rather than those speakers in there, and the music sort of moves over to here rather than on the stage.
It's like having someone come over to your house to stay for the night, and you really look after them and put them to bed and tuck them in and sing them to sleep and read them poetry, and then they get a lovely deep night's sleep, and then in the morning wake them up gently, cook them breakfast.
But yeah, this is the front row. Very nice too. Hi Simon. Dressed by Toast, lovely. These are orthopaedic pillows. They're very nice. And and this ordinarily here would be the sort of the stage, the cake stage, but instead here is the remnants of the morning of Monday morning, basically. But that's a surprise. I don't know if I'm going to give you that spoiler. And then there's a second row, and then here's the infamous triple, one of the infamous triple beds, which had four people in the other night, I'm sure, but maybe it didn't. And there's another one of them over there. And yeah, what's really nice actually about this, if you look up at the stage there, that's actually the stage, the circular disc that you can see in the rig. And that magically flies up halfway through the show, which is one of my favourite bits actually. Deep and wide it grew by the seaside.
My kind of inspiration has been those people's versions of cartoon characters painted on ice cream vans, so sort of vaguely recognisable as a particular character, but they're kind of someone else's slightly melted interpretation of it. This is an octopus. This is part of a parade of cartoon animals, and we've all got one of these and we dance in them. And this is the duck from the parade. This is the tiger from the parade. It's got a speech bubble. I don't know if you can read, this will inflate. It inflates during the show, but I can't turn it on at the moment.
As the piece progresses, there's two things happen. One is that you start watching it here in front of you, and gradually it goes up above you till you end up watching it above your head, and actually not really watching it, but sort of half listening to it and then not bothering listening to it, and then opening your eyes and seeing what was going on and then closing. And so there's that movement. And the other interesting movement, as far as I'm concerned within it, is the one that you see that the material becomes progressively more weird, but also less unusual.
Reflected, it was
No, we're just looking into colour theory and how it correlates with sound theory, and the level at which colours and sounds resonate match up with the tonic triad, like this, matches up with the three primary colours, like red, yellow, blue. And so we found that quite interesting, that this is all to do with harmony and how we perceive harmony and beauty as like human beings, how it affects us. And we sort of don't know why, but we recognise it. And so we're trying to use that in the show by projecting colours, and when you see them, you're hearing the same sounds. So it's like you'll see like a red light and hear this, and then there's a green. So we're playing these two at once to make green, things like that.
Yeah, we did a lot of talking at the beginning, sharing ideas. I think maybe things that we each individually would like to see as well in our dreams or before we went to sleep, kind of images that, or things that we would feel safe with, or things that would influence our sleep in a really beautiful, positive way.
We just try and look after them, try and comfort them, and try and cradle them in our arms, really. I think you rarely get that sort of experience, because these days in life you're just a punter. You're just another punter.
Well, in some ways, you know, I mean, there's been quite a lot of talk about, oh, this doesn't really seem like this is a departure for Duckie. But in many ways it's absolutely not, because the audience are so central to the idea, you know, as they are in all Duckie pieces. The audience are the show, and then how the audience meet the material is what's unique about Duckie.
Really is their experience. It's about their experience.
That's true.
In a way that, in more of an extreme way than other shows, I think.
It's true, yeah.
But then Duckie, that's always at the heart of what Duckie shows are.
Yeah.
I loved the morphed creatures near the end, from the beginning creatures, where they sort of morphed into these sort of fluffy white creatures. Yeah.
They're kind of huge, hairy elephant type, fluffy elephant type things with massive tusks
And black hats.
floating around. Yeah, that was a bit weird.
The guys who were sleeping on the bed near, they had puppets and puppet dogs on their bed, so that was interesting.
I'll just remember the giggling, because I think we were like teenage girls having a slumber party, and we did a lot of giggling, and it was fun.
And also in the morning, looking at each other in the round here, like, did people sleep? How did they sleep? What were they doing?
I like the way right from the beginning, the minute you arrive in the foyer, the whole event starts. You totally arrive in a whole different world's created right from the beginning.